Welcome to my YouTube channel, Family Drama Files. Please like, share, subscribe for more emotional videos.
My phone rang just after sunrise. My son sounded proud as he said, "We sold your lake house. Be out by Friday." I stayed silent for a few seconds before saying, "You forgot one thing." He laughed and asked, "What could I possibly forget?" I smiled because of the cabin, he thought. What he had sold was never the one that truly mattered. By the time he discovered the truth, his perfect deal had already turned into the biggest mistake of his life. For more than 30 years, I worked every weekend to build a peaceful life by the lake. Every board in that cabin had a memory. My late wife painted the porch herself. My grandchildren learned to fish from the old wooden dock. It was never about the money. It was about everything that family was supposed to protect. After my wife passed away, my son slowly changed. He stopped visiting unless he needed something. Every conversation became about investment, property values, and quick profits. He kept saying the cabin was wasting money and that I should sell it before prices dropped. I always refused, because I knew what that place truly meant. One afternoon, he asked if he could help organize my paperwork because he claimed he wanted to make life easier for me. I trusted him. Looking back, that was my biggest mistake. Weeks later, I noticed he kept making calls about the property, but every time I entered the room, he quickly changed the subject. Then came that unforgettable phone call. "Dad, we sold your lake house. The buyers are moving in on Friday. Pack your things." He sounded excited, as if he had done me a favor. Instead of arguing, I calmly asked one question: "Which cabin did you sell?" He laughed and replied, "The only one you own." That was when I realized he had never understood the documents he secretly copied. Years earlier, I transferred the family cabin into a protected trust after my wife's passing. My attorney insisted it was the safest way to preserve it for future generations. The property could not legally be sold without my direct approval. The papers my son found belonged to another old storage cabin across the lake. It was small, empty, and worth only a fraction of what he believed. He proudly signed contracts for a property he had no authority to sell while convincing buyers they were getting the valuable waterfront home. I simply thanked him for letting me know and called my attorney. Within hours, the buyers discovered the truth. The legal descriptions did not match the photographs shown during negotiations. The signatures were invalid. The entire sale collapsed before closing. My son called me in complete panic. "Dad, something is wrong." I quietly answered, "I know. The cabin you sold was never the lake house." Silence filled the phone. Then came the questions. "How did you know? Why did you not stop me?" I replied, "Because I wanted you to learn that greed always rushes while truth waits patiently." The investigation that followed exposed every shortcut he had taken. Emails, messages, and paperwork showed he acted without permission while hiding everything from me. The buyers were disappointed but understood they had also been deceived. They recovered their money through the proper legal process. My son, however, faced consequences that could not be erased with apologies. Months later, he visited the real lake house for the first time in years. He stood quietly on the porch where his mother once drank coffee every morning. For the first time, he looked around instead of looking at dollar signs. He admitted he had forgotten why the cabin mattered. I forgave him because carrying anger only destroys the person holding it. But forgiveness did not erase responsibility. Trust once broken must be rebuilt, one honest choice at a time. Today, that lake house still stands beside the water, exactly where my wife dreamed it would remain. Every summer, my grandchildren gather there to fish, laugh, and remember that some things are worth far more than money. The greatest inheritance I can leave them is not property. It is the lesson that integrity protects what greed always destroys. If my son had simply asked instead of trying to take control, we could have shared every memory together. Instead, he learned that shortcuts often lead straight into consequences. Some victories disappear overnight, but the character lasts for generations. Because every decision we make becomes part of the legacy we leave behind. Wealth can disappear in a single bad choice. Property can be bought and sold, but respect earned through honesty stays alive in the hearts of those who remember us. My grandchildren will never remember the price of that lake house. They will remember the day truth protected our family when greed nearly destroyed it. That lesson became far more valuable than any piece of land ever could. In the end, I did not win because I saved a cabin. I won because I refused to sacrifice my principles, proving that integrity is the strongest foundation any family can build upon. Please like and subscribe for more family emotional stories.